I got more songs than just stomping, bro.
Ray, we're getting right into it. We live on the radio, bro. We got the one, the only Kirk Franklin in the building.
Yes, sir.
AKA Ray Gonzalez, AKA Lil Man, AKA Short Dog, AKA 5.4.
That's the short people problem. We get it. I get it.
Definitely. Glad to have you on. Thank you.
Oh man, I'm honored to be here, King.
Thank you. So Soulful Celebration coming up today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, very grateful to be back and just really proud of the NFL for creating a platform for music that inspires people, man. You know, the football community historically seems to really have a close connection with faith for, from Fellowship of Christian Athletes to, just different organizations that seem to really feed people in their faith spaces. So tonight we're gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
We're gonna get down and we all doing it for the glory of God, you dig?
Amen.
Yeah, they call him the reigning king.
No, they don't.
Of urban
No,
gospel.
they don't. They don't call me that.
So
You just wrote that down. That ain't what they call me. They call me Kirk. They call me Kirk. We ain't doing all
So
that.
I know you done did 1,009 interviews just in the last 24 hours. So I know there's not an interview question you haven't
No,
been asked.
they didn't even let me into the building. I had to come through one of these windows.
But what I need to know is that, they say Christian R&B, they say urban contemporary gospel. What do you call what you do? Because a lot of artists don't like being kept in the box. How do you describe what you do?
I just do what I do. I just do what I do, man. I'm just trying to make God's name great in these streets. You dig? Trying to get people to know He's standing on business.
Yeah.
You
They say you from Stop 6, man, out of Fort Worth. So I told him, I said, Kirk ain't always been saved. Now he done fractured the law here and there.
Well, I done fractured the law since I've been saved.
Fractured the law, right?
Yes, sir. Since I've been saved, I done some things. So now, man, that's why we're grateful for grace. You dig?
Right. I want to ask you about your writing process because you got so many songs. So talk about that writing process, what it's like to be where you are from 10 years ago until today.
Wow, that's very kind of you. I fully believe if I can be, if I keep it a buck, and I'm sorry if it sounds a little weird, I don't believe I've ever written a song. I believe that they've all been loaned by God. That God loaned it to me, and He looking at me to see what I'm gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? And, am I gonna let people know that He's really the ghost writer, the double entendre? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just trying to be a pen that He can grab when it's time for him to do something, because and it's not even a cap in it. It's like that process is all over the place. It could be at the stoplight. You know what I mean? It can be, it can be in the bathroom. It can be in the shower. It can be in the grocery store. It can be the park. So, there's not one thing. It could be lyrics first, melody first. It can be the hook. It's bipolar. It's all over the place. That's why I know that I'm not in control of it, man. I'm just very grateful.
Yeah. And I was watching one of your interviews and you were talking about how your early songs and your early music, you didn't own it. What advice would you give to young artists?
Know your value. Know your value. Even if you broke, know your value, because sometimes you do things out of desperation that will cost you in ways that almost can be in perpetuity. So you just have to be able to know your value. And I think that what's more beautiful about this younger generation is I think the younger generation, just because of their access to information so quickly, you don't have to go to school now to Google something to be able to understand. Where in my generation, we didn't have the access. We didn't have entertainment lawyers that were going to church with us and, hanging out at gospel events. So, we just had to figure it out because we didn't have that type of access.
Right.
So know your worth.
Right.
Before I get to my question, I just need to point out a couple of the viewers. They are calling you, my little sister saying Uncle Kirk.
Uncle Kirk.
My other little sister just saying
Ouch, I just hit my knee. And Uncle Kirk just broke his kneecap.
We ain't got no insurance. So there's a phrase I want you to keep in mind when I ask this question. It is monumental impact. In our community, shows such as the Jeffersons, Martin, Sanford and Son, they have all had a monumental impact on our community, right? You've had a monumental impact on our community. How does that feel? Remember back when in the Stomp days, you so aptly said, I got more songs than just Stomp. But think about the impact that you had and the conversation you started in the community that probably you can't quantify how many young people you got in the church, man. Talk to me about that.
Well, man, to God be the glory, man. You know, I was not in search of that. I was sleeping in my car and homeless when my first album came out. The album While We Sing. Mm-hmm. Someone asked the question, bro. I was homeless. I was homeless when that joint came out, bro. I was in my car, King. I was behind on my child support. I was taking my son down to the child support place trying to work out payments because I couldn't afford no babysitter. Right. Yeah, so man, as I've been there, done it, I feel just the weight of of just trying to make it. So being anything else but that, I don't even try to focus time on it because I'm just grateful that the Lord would even allow me to be here.
I love it. I always tell people, man, that if you live in a spiritual life, obviously it does not mean you mistake free. What it means is you walk around with an air of expectation, and your creative process is just that. That's why you can get it from anywhere, because this Gatorade bottle can inspire you in the right moment. These chips can inspire you in the right moment if your mindset is right.
If you let it use you.
Yeah, and that's what your creative process is.
Right. Thank you, King.
Hey, I love it, man.
And to piggyback off that creative process, are we gonna get another verses? That's what we want to know. Because I know you got so many songs in the chamber that you didn't even
don't say in the chamber. You can stop 6.
I'm really from Riverside, but I used to play in churches in Stop 6 and had a little girlfriend in Stop 6.
But folks don't know. Kirk used to back on the day. Kirk, I'm just gonna say this. The Lord saved him for him, not for us. I promise you.
What I used to do
be out there.
At Stop 6, I used to go to the skating rink at Stop 6 called Jolly Time. Okay. And we would sit outside and drink and smoke and then go to church that morning. Just wild kids, man. But thank God for his grace,
That's
man.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
And and the bottom line is, if you hadn't been anywhere, if you hadn't gone through anything, your testimony is going to be limited anyway, right?
Yeah. Facts.
We've all heard it. There's no testimony without a test. So
Facts. Thank you, King.
What does this latest album mean to you?
Well, if anybody's been following me, they know that last year I had this real traumatic experience of finding out that the man I thought was my father, even though he didn't raise me and I was adopted, I found out that even after he died, that just through a series of random experiences and moments, that he was not my biological father, and that my real biological father lived 10 minutes from me the majority of my life, and my biological mother lied to me and continues to, and I haven't seen her in over 20 something. It's just all of these experiences that really shook my life. And so in that process, I documented the experience and put it out, and then I did music around it and called both of them Father's Day. And so, it's been, and it's a process still for me. I was on the phone with my therapist this morning, calling it in. I am a Black man that prays and sees a therapist.
And it is so important that we talk out what we feel. Because a lot of times we hold it in. Like the funny saying is, just hold it in till you die, and you just not gonna worry about it. But you gotta,
we heal as we reveal.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Fam, you went through that. Sometimes we go through things for somebody else. See, you got the platform to be able to think about how many times that story can be told in our community.
Yes, sir.
My daddy lived on the next street over.
So many.
Across the street.
So many.
Man, I can't go get that message out necessarily.
So
when
many.
you write a tune like Father's Day, think about how many people are going to be monumental impact.
And even lived it. Not only write a song about it, but you lived it and live in it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But
it ain't over.
It ain't over. Like Stomp.
It
ain't
over. So you got more
in the barbershop when we talking trash, we say, all right, I'm gonna do the Kirk Franklin on you. And everybody know that means Stomp.
That's funny.
That's what we call it, the Kirk Franklin.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you.
I did not know that. I didn't know that.
My final question. Who is your favorite artist to work with? To where what we do is in our community, where we go, gosh, she's singing, or he getting that. Who your
I'm gonna
favorite
tell you my favorite artist experience ever was Stevie Wonder. because Stevie allowed me to produce his vocal.
Oh, wow.
And I just thought that was crazy that I'm in the studio with the Stevie Wonder and I'm telling him how I want him to sing this song. And then after all that, I asked him at the end, can you pull out your harmonica and give me some harmonica? And he did. I mean, it was just like,
love it.
It's Stevie Wonder, bro.
Yeah. Me and my man here, we went to iBox, Pastor Rush. Stevie and Pastor used to work together. So he brought him to me in fellowship one Friday night.
Stevie Wonder?
And Stevie told us he got into a fight at the blind school. Because Pastor asked him, have you ever been in a fight, Stevie? He goes, yeah. He goes, hi, you can't see. Because we was at the blind school and Dr. King had just been shot. And the guy sitting next to him on the bench said something he didn't like. He goes, how did you know to get him? He goes, I just felt for his ass. And he goes, who won? He goes, I did.
That's
and
funny.
So we were at church and the pastor said, Steve, you can't be cussing at church. He goes, how am I supposed to know where I was at?
He was a comedian.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
I got one more. Who's the artist you haven't worked with that you would like to work with? Or a couple artists?
Yeah. This is a weird one. I would love to work with Sting. You remember Sting from the Police?
Yeah. That's not weird at all.
Yeah, man.
He's a legend.
I love
My
working
classic rock playlist is longer than any other playlist I have.
I love classic rock, bro. I love classic rock. And I would have loved to have worked with Michael.
Yeah.
I would have loved to work with Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a
big nose Michael, little nose Michael, light skin,
dark skin,
it don't matter.
Twirler Michael,
baby hair Michael, it don't matter.
Yes.
I'm a big Christian hip hop fan. I don't necessarily like to call it that, but I know you work with Swoop, Lecrae. Talk about that. The truth. Talk about that genre. When I hear you on the track too, I'm like, oh, they made it now.
Oh Lord, no. It's I think that for me, my frustration has always been. How much of the engagement people don't understand about Christian hip hop that I wish more people knew, that I wish it was more of an opportunities and platforms, But, at the end of the day, you got to trust God with them what ifs and the whys because, it's when you have talent like that, but people don't get a chance to hear it much, but there's so much negative that they do hear. Yeah. Sometimes it can become frustrating. It's like, okay, God, you got some, you've got some hitters over here that's standing on business that, could really, rep you in the kingdom, but they don't get the opportunities. But all these other, fools get this opportunity. So, you just have to trust that he know what he's doing, even when it may not be in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Just say something to her before we let you go, because we know you got a tight schedule. I just need you to say, "Do you want a revolution?" I just need you to say that.
Do that ballad.
Helma said, "You ready?
You ready?"
Hey everybody, this is Kirk Franklin, and do you want a revolution? I'm saying in that voice because it ain't that good in that voice.
Thank you.
No, man, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being from the crib, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DFW.
Come on, baby.
DFW.
And I never left.
Yeah, I heard that.
I never left. I ain't never moved away. I'm still there right now.
We appreciate that.
Come on, invite us over there, man.
Hey, man.
You're in the crib.
Let's get Papa Doe. Come on, you're not going to Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship?
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll be
Pastor
over there.
Evans, baby.
Yeah, you getting that word. Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, meet me at Papa Doe's. Did you say some depends?
No, pins. I'm not gonna do that to you. I love you too much. I don't do that to you.
Yeah.
Badges.
Yeah.
Give my good side, man.
I thought he said he got some depends.
Pins. Lanyard, pop socket in there.
Appreciate it, man.
My God, you know what you are?
Yeah,
we all.
It's not short people problems. Oh, yes. White for the chicken.
Hey, Queens. How you doing, Queen? Nice to meet you. Thank you. Come on.
Oh, sorry.